Hi friends, it's Linda. I am back with another short little video because I wanted to show you where I am currently with this Reader's Digest journal. If you watched the first video where I kind of explained how I was going to start and kind of what my thought was, well, I've changed my mind. And I did things a little differently than I said I was going to do. And I just wanted to come back on really quickly and show you where I'm at so that it makes sense to you when I pick up with the process in the next video. So anyway, I had said that I was not going to cover the spine with fabric, that I thought I was going to use a doily. And I couldn't find a doily that really gave me the look that I was looking for. I thought I had one, but did not find it. So what I ended up doing is going ahead and covering the spine of the book with fabric and then trimming it with this great vintage trim. So really, and the reason for me making this kind of update video is I wanted to show you how that impacts my hidden spine. If you remember, I'm using a kind of a fabric paper called Craftex for the hidden spine, and I measured the size of the spine and pretty exactly. And so since I decided to cover the front, the outside spine with the fabric, I decided to also cover the hidden spine with the fabric as well. And then when it gets glued on here, these edges will be secured down. So I'm gonna get you close so that you can kind of see where I'm at with that. So before I did that, I wanted to kind of show you so that you can see. And then I went ahead and I had showed you the papers that I chose for the signatures, and I had said that I was going to use 3 signatures with 8 sheets each, or for 16 pages, and I ended up putting 9 in each signature. So hopefully it's not going to make the journal gator, but anyway, they're a little bit bigger, but I did trim them down and they are ready to sew in. So what I will do is I'm going to use the same process, but I just wanted to let you eyeball this. So this is the template that I'll use, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the holes onto the back just so that I can see them, and then I'll poke them through, and then the holes will be here. So I'm not going to do any marking on this dark fabric. I'm going to do it on the back. And then I will use this to make my holes in each signature. And then I put it in my cradle and I make my holes. And then what I'll do is I'm going to sew. And actually what I have found is this is as wide as the spine is. I'm going to have a nice little handmade grid here to help direct me too. So I tried to make it fairly even, but as I said, I'll mark the back and poke the holes and then sew them in. So the next time that you'll see the video, I will have the signatures sewn in to the centers, to the spine. It'll look like this. And then I will show you how I glue it in. And then I've chosen, I've been kind of looking to see what I've wanted to do, and I think I'm gonna make some lace pockets on the covers, on the inside covers. And I'll show you kind of what I've chosen. I had an idea of using some German scrap on this cover, but I've changed my mind. And because I found this, and I really like this. This is just a little counted cross stitch piece that I had found at an estate sale. So I think I'm gonna do some version of that with maybe this at the top and either like a little pin with some dangles, but I've been doing that you know, that design quite a lot. So what I may do is use a vintage button. So I pulled a bunch of different really pretty vintage buttons in the gold and antique brass kind of family, and I've been kind of playing around with what I like the looks of there. And then I'm also trying to decide if I want to use a hitching post, if I want to use an eyelet and then tie this with sari silk for a closure, if I want to use a button and do the Kathleen Mauer's kind of closure. So I haven't decided on that either. So I'm not going to actually adhere the decorations to the front or do the closure until I get the signatures in there. And sometimes, depending on how wide the journal ends up, that will tell me or help guide me to what kind of closure will work best. So anyway, I wanted to show you kind of where I'm at. The back looks like the front. I added the trim to the back as well, but I won't decorate the back, just the front. So that's where I'm at. So I'm ready to sew the signatures in. There was one last thing I was considering doing before I sew the signatures in, and that was doing a little bit of stenciling on the pages. I got a package of some very inexpensive Christmas stencils from Amazon, and I was thinking of using them either at the tops or the bottoms or somewhere on some of the blank pages. I kind of like this, the ornaments. I kind of like these bigger ornaments. So I think in at least one of the coffee dyed pages, in each signature I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling. And I might do that before I sew the signatures, just because it's easier to move the stencils around. And then if I make a huge boo-boo, I can change out the paper. So anyway, so I might have done that for the next time. So I think what we'll be focusing on in the next video is making pockets. And I have some, gluing in the hidden spine, because I did want to show you that. Not that it's a big deal, but we'll glue in the signatures, glue in the hidden spine. We'll make the pockets on the front. And then I have some pocket tutorial kind of, I don't know how much of a tutorial it'll be, but some unique pockets that I haven't made before that I thought I would use for this journal, just to try to do some different things. My little cuties tend to have a little bit of a formula to them, so I'm kind of excited to try some new things with this bigger journal. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And I hope to see you in the next video. Please leave me comments if you have any suggestions or just anything you'd like to say. And like the video if you like it. And I will see you very soon, probably in a couple of days, for the next phase of our Christmas journal. Okay? Have a great afternoon. See you later. Bye-bye.